Hello, and welcome to yet another / the next ReeVlog. Blah blah blah. Now, I know I say this a lot, and then I usually end up rambling, and we'll see what happens today. But in theory, should be a short one because I intend on doing potentially another one later. So in effect, I've decided to reorganize my room, and I started last night. And I've made good progress. I've done the main thing, which is got the computery part up and running. I really want to find a couple like blocks or something for me to put the monitor on, because in all honesty, it's currently a little bit low for me. I would prefer it to be slightly higher, so I don't have to quite look down. I can just screen. This move around, when it is finished, should give me a tiny bit extra floor space. Not a great deal, but some, which is good. Probably about a foot square, something like that. Maybe just over. Depending on how I organize things and how the sloped ceiling and everything fits in. I've kept my bed and main chest of drawers and fridge all in the same place. They are not getting moved anytime soon. I did debate it, but I got out the tape measure whilst I was on my lunch break and measured up and realised they are probably in the best place that they can be, given what I would need to keep in the room. Some of the stuff that I've got in the room will be going into the internal shed. Thankfully, I think it'll fit inside of drawers that I have in the internal shed already, etc. But yeah, overall, I think it's a good idea to reorganize it as I am doing. This reorganizing process will include a standing desk now, which my feet may not be happy about, and I am planning on working in a way to have a high chair for the times that I don't want to / my feet hurt too much to stand, but I have work to be done at the desk, or I have a D&D call with my friends, or something along those lines. This means that I will then be able to, I won't be sat as much, which I think will help with my hip mobility, because it is just going downhill. I stand all day at work, more or less. I walk to work, I walk back from work, go to Kung Fu, practice Kung Fu, got my clients, but my hips are just stiff and painful consistently. Left one more than the right one. Went to the doctors about the tired. They said it might be fibromyalgia, which was my initial thought when I had the big tired. I didn't expect it to be post-viral chronic fatigue, because I didn't know that I'd had glandular fever, etc. I thought it was just an infection. However, apparently it might be fibro, which means I might be stuck with it forever. But if it is, at least I know what it is, you know? That alone makes it somehow more easy to deal with, but also it means there's probably resources that I can use to help me out. Be those resources, ooh, this exercise is very useful for reducing the chronic pain, and ooh, if you drink this weird mixture of blackberries and stinging nettles boiled in milk, then it will help with the tiredness. I wouldn't recommend trying that, by the way. That was just things that came into my head, not something I've actually heard, and it sounds disgusting. Probably would curdle pretty nastily as well, so no, big no. Anyway, yes. So, doing the standing desk thing, because I was thinking back to things that have made me physically better. Not necessarily like, oh, I'm fitter, but, you know, more functional in a I don't hurt as much, because I've for many years had some degree of random pains regularly. I think that the standing desk was one of those things that I had during lockdown that did help. It's hard to tell, because during lockdown is also when I did the most exercise, so it might have been the exercise that helped, and I'm sure it did, but I think the standing desk was definitely a relatively large contributing factor. And while sometimes when the big fatigue waves hit, standing's not really an option, but at that point, sitting isn't either. So I will lay down. So it's not going to make much of a difference in that regard. It also means that I'm going to have a bit more space with which to do what, I don't know, but we'll find out. So yeah, I'm hoping to do another little vlog later on to show the room off. I might not do it today, might be tomorrow or something like that. Might not happen, who knows? Maybe you'll just see the room when I next vlog in the room and I'll forget. It's highly likely, my memory is terrible. But today is car day. So I'm here parked in my car, a little bit away from where I need to be because I am very early. I've got to go to my mum's. I was going to socialise with my mum, but I forgot she is doing overtime at work today. So that's not going to happen. And I don't want to get there too early because it's my brother who's going to be having a look at the car. He's been known to be grumpy in general and worse in the mornings. Plus he probably has other stuff to do. He told me to arrive at 10:30, so that's going to be the plan, but I might get there a bit early. Well, I will definitely get there a bit early, but how early we'll see. I'll see the grandparents as first. It means that I won't necessarily need to do that afterwards, and also means that I can arrive a little bit later and still see both sets of people. Hopefully my brother will be able to sort out the issue with the car. If he can't, then I need to get it booked in somewhere. It's going to be expensive. And ideally, what's the date today? The 23rd, I think? Meaning next weekend is the first weekend of October. So I ideally need it done next week. Or during the week the following week. Because the weekend after, it's D&D! And I've got to travel to go there, so yeah. But yes, so this upcoming week, what am I on about? I need to do actual D&D prep for my campaign next year, which means I need to message someone, which reminds me this is meant to be a short vlog, and it's nearly 10 minutes already, which is like a normal length, so I'm going to stop. And I'm going to catch you cats on the flip-flop, and I'm going to say goodbye.